So for today's fun fold, it's going to be a bit different. This fold is so simple, but I really want to show you today is a background technique so that when you want to use solid cardstock, but you don't have an embossing folder that works with your project, or if you just don't have the printed paper that matches what you want to do, this is a fun background technique. Also, I'm just going to show you with this fold one way to decorate it, but there's tons of simple ways to do this fold and to decorate. And I may even have some cards on my channel that way. But today I'm just going to show you how I decorate this one. So I have gone ahead and cut out all of the pieces that I need for my card. And I'm using the Spellbinders Vivid Blooms die set. This is a new die set from Spellbinders that they sent me to play with. And so I thought it would be perfect with this card. And so I've gone ahead and cut a piece of green cardstock that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm creating an A2 size card. So here is today's simple fold, but I hope you'll stick around to see how I decorate it and how this card turns out. So I'm just putting my 4 by 5 1/4 piece cardstock into my scoreboard, and I'm scoring from one corner to the edge. So I know it's hard to see on the camera, but I scored from the one corner of the cardstock down, and I just eyeballed where I wanted it to go to the right hand side. So I started the left hand side at the corner and just scored down, and I'm just making a little triangle that I'm going to fold back there. But for the background, what I wanted to do was I want to take and use these leaves that I die cut from the Vivid Bloom set, and I'm just going to lay them out, and I cut them out with the exact same color. So this is kind of a faux embossed look is what I think of it as. I don't know if there's a real name for it, but I think this makes a cute little background. And since this is going to be a floral card, I wanted it to just look like all of this greenery was growing up the side of my card. So I'm just going to lay all of these leaves out. And in this die set, there's several different style leaves. And I will leave a link to this die set in the description. And last week I know I forgot to leave a link to that set, but I will try to remember to leave a link. And so that is my affiliate link, but you do not have to buy this die set to create this card. Look through what you have in your stash. I'm all about using what we have. So look in your stash and see if you have any greenery or any floral die sets. Now, if you do decide that you want to order the set, I would really love that you use my affiliate link because it helps out my channel. But I never want to pressure you into buying anything because I'm all about using what we have in our stash and just taking and figuring out how to use things differently so that we are, not wasteful with our money, and also we don't fill up our craft room so fast. So I have just laid all the leaves out, and now I'm just going to glue them down. And as you see, as I'm gluing them down, I'm going to have them hanging off the edges, because you can see here, I've already got them hanging off the edges. And when you lay them out, you don't want to lay everything so boxy and straight that everything fits on your card and nothing's hanging off the edges, because I feel like it doesn't give it a natural look when you do that. So be sure to just make sure everything is hanging, everything is filling up your space, and you have some pieces, not everything, but you do have some pieces hanging off the edge. That really helps it look more natural that all of these pieces are just growing up your card. And I forgot to say, welcome to Fun Fold Friday and welcome to my channel, Making Crafts. And each week, Fun Fold Friday is just a time that I try to share with you another style card, just so that we have different cards in mind. I'm always just going to just a flat, plain card. And so I've decided this year I want to have Fun Fold Friday just so I have a place to put all of the Fun Fold cards that I create or that I come up with or I come across. And so that way when I'm kind of lost on what kind of card I want to create, then I can look at this playlist and see all the different fun fold ideas. And some of these have not been just fun folds, they've been interactive cards. And so some of them you probably wouldn't call actually a fun fold, but more of an interactive card. But I've had a lot of fun doing this, and so I hope that you have enjoyed seeing me create these fun folds, and I hope you're enjoying Fun Fold Friday. And I would love to hear from you below if you have a certain style fun fold or interactive card that you would like to see me create. Then I would love to hear from you, because I would love to give it a try. If I've never created one before, I'll have to research it, but I would love to hear from you. So I have just about all of the pieces glued down, And you can see I'm not putting any on the piece that's going to fold over, because there's no use putting them there. You're not going to see them anyway. And I felt like that may add too much bulk when I tried to fold it over. So I did lay out my pieces so that nothing crosses that score line. And that way, when I go to fold it back, it's not bound up or anything. Now this card can be created so many different ways. If you have double-sided cardstock, it looks so pretty to do this as well. You know, when it has the kind that has a print on both sides. Because this is double-sided cardstock, I guess I should say. But if you have printed double-sided cardstock, this is a beautiful card to do, and you don't have to really add anything. You can just score your paper, fold it back, and add just a little sentiment or ephemera piece or some little flower or something to the front, and you're done. So you can make these as simple or as decorated as you want. And so today I really wanted to go all out with this card. I am creating this card for my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, I guess you'd say, my son's fiance. It's her 21st birthday, and so I wanted to create this card for her. And I was trying to think of a fun fold Friday, and then I thought about this card and how I wanted to create it for her. So I thought it would be fun to share it with you all. So that's why it has so much detail and stuff. But if you wanted to make a quick card, just grab some double-sided printed cardstock, and you could do this as well, and just add, you know, one flower to it. And I may do some cards later on this month with this fold using just, you know, printed cardstock and create them simple. So be sure, it won't be on Fun Fold Friday, I don't think, but be sure to check back. I'm not sure what day I will add those this month. It'll either be this month or the beginning of next month. So I'm thinking about using, if you saw one of my other videos this month, I think it was the Kendra's Card Challenge, I used some of the pandas, and so I'm thinking about using some cardstock with those pandas and creating a few of these cards. So be sure to check back. So now I'm just going to trim off the excess leaves and stems that's hanging over. And I just want to be sure that I don't cut into my 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock. I'm trying to just gently, you know, trim off the excess of the leaves. And the only issue is I put glue on the whole leaf, and so it's sticking to my scissors. So I'm just going to have to clean my scissors after this. But you can see it is sticking to them. I have a little plastic bin over to the side here. That's my little trash bin. So I just add them to that bin as much as I can. I'm trying to pull them off the scissors and add it to that bin. And so this little piece, when I trim it, I didn't get enough glue on it, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue here. And then we have pretty much the front of our card decorated up. I will be adding a sentiment to it as well. But I do like how that looks. I like how it's just the same color. It kind of looks like an embossed look. So for the fold, it's really simple. We're just going to fold this corner back. And like I said, I may have done these on some Christmas cards in the past on my channel. I'm trying to remember if I did. I'm thinking I may have. But when I did that one, I just folded. And you can do this. You just fold it back and attach it to the front of your card, and then add a sentiment to the front, and you're done. But today I just wanted to just add a little bit more to this card. Just take it a little step further in my decoration. So I'm just going to add this to the card front. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add glue around the sides, but when I get to the top here, I'm not gluing all the way up to the top fold. I'm just leaving that little bit there open, because I want to be able to, when I decorate it, be able to tuck the leaves and flowers down in there. So then I'm just going to attach it to the front of my card base, and this is an A2 size, just white card base. And I am just trying to make sure that, you know, it's centered up in the center of the card base. So for this flap, I want to add a popped foam dot. So I'm going to grab those, and I'm just going to add one to the corner here. And that will help hold it down, but also let it still have some dimension where it's not totally flat. Now I could have made this fold a little further down, you know, and you can do it as much or as little as you want. I just wanted to make sure that I had enough room to add these flowers, but not so much that there was a lot of white space left. My little corner there didn't get glued enough, so I'm just add a little bit of glue there. And then I just want to lay everything out. And so I've gone ahead and put these flowers together because there's several pieces for each flower. You know, you layer up. And I really, I love playing with florals. I love flowers and floral type cards. I don't make them as much as I used to. I used to really just own floral stamps and floral dies, and that's pretty much what I added to my cards. And I've kind of branched out into all kinds of different images now, because in the past I didn't color, so I wouldn't do any images that had to be colored in, but now I've branched out into that the past few years, so I like those as well. But I really do love working with flowers. Now, I wish I could arrange flowers. You know, like in a vase or whatever. I am not able to do that. And so when I start to arrange on the card, I start questioning myself all the time. Maybe if I knew flower arranging, I would be a little bit better with this. But I just have fun with it, and I just add them wherever I feel like they look right. And so I am just going to trim off bits and pieces of these so that they can fit in, because if I have them sticking up too much, they're not going to fit in an envelope. So I'm trying to just make sure all the flowers are tucked in, but also I want it to be dimensional, so I'm trimming off some of the excess stems so they can fit down in there. And so what I want to do is I just want to lay everything out first before I start gluing, because I know I'll change my mind several times, because once I get everything laid out, then I can rearrange a few things and, you know, get everything exactly like I want it. If I glue as I go, then it's probably going to be a total mess. I decided to do these flowers in blue, the same color that's on the front of the package. And normally I mix things up, but this time I really like the blue with the green. So, and blue is one of my favorite colors, so I decided that I thought I'll just go along with that. And then I did mix up some of the colors. This pink flower is darker than the one on the front. And then I think on the front, these lighter pink were more purple, but I just used a light pink. So you don't have to match what's on the package, and I was just doing the colors that I thought would look good together for this card. Now I do want to make it look like the flowers are growing up out of the back of that card as well as over this flap. So all this greenery stuff, I want it to hang off the flap so it looks like, you know, everything is just growing kind of wild. And we're right in the middle of winter. All we have is ice and snow right now. So it was kind of fun to play with florals and something springy. And if that's even a word, I kind of make up my own words, but something that reminds me of spring and warm weather. And so I thought, let's just go out like it's the middle of summer, and these flowers are just growing, you know, wild and all over the place. Now I am trying to fill in the background with flowers and greenery, because I don't want a lot of that white card base showing. And I do want to put a few cards here on the flap, but I want to make sure I have some leaves on the flap as well. And so it takes me a bit to arrange something like this, but I think it's worth it in the end to take your time, get it exactly like you want it so that you get the vision that you had for the card. So there's all types of little leaves in this die set. So I'm just adding, I did come out of two different color greens. So I have the darker green and then the lighter green. I felt like that would add a little bit more dimension if I used different colors of greenery as well. So I'm really liking how that looks. I do have these extra little pink flowers that I need to figure out where I want to put them, but I want to make sure to cover up some of this white card base as well. So I think I'm happy with that. Just have to step back and take a look. So that's really full. Now I am going to have to add a sentiment, something down here at the bottom, because it's going to be really plain if I don't. So I also received this die set for the sentiments from Spellbinders, and so I'm going to use the best wishes, and I've gone ahead and cut those out, and I've layered those up as well. And so now I'm just going to glue everything together. So here is the card with everything glued together. So I've gone ahead and glued down the flowers, and then I decided around the best wishes to add 2 little pink flowers, one at the top and bottom, just to kind of fill in the space just a little bit more. But I really love how this card turned out, and I hope that you have enjoyed seeing how I put this card together. And I hope that you are enjoying Fun Fold Friday. I'll be back next week with another fun fold, and this time we'll actually be doing a fun fold versus just the decorating. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.